Still love looking at this thing. What's up, guys, and welcome to the channel. Now, I never formally introduced this car to the channel. I have made a few shorts, but this is my 2000 Subaru Impreza rally car. Now, overall, this car is pretty much just a bone stock Subaru Impreza, and this is a car I used to race in the American Rally Association Championship, as well as the NASA Rally Sport Championship. Give you a quick walk around the car. This is basically a bone stock Subaru Impreza. It's even still got the EJ22 in it. No modifications at all on this thing, so pretty simple car. Now, obviously, looking inside, you can see that it does have safety modifications like the cage, the seats. It's got a fire suppression system back there, and all the goodies that is required to race rally here in the States. Also, in order to make this car survive the stages, I do have a skid plate and some underbody protection right there, as well as these gravel coilovers. These are 10 times better than stock coilovers. They can withstand jumps and pretty big rocks. Now, a quick summary of the class I race in case you don't know. I race in the naturally aspirated four-wheel drive class. And basically what that class consists of is exactly what the title is. The car needs to be naturally aspirated and it has to be four-wheel drive. Obviously, there are some weight limits and some power liter limits that you have to meet. But other than that, it's pretty much open. Now, I've been racing this car for about 3 years now. I got a total of 7 races as the driver of this car. And I think the chassis itself has about 9 on it. It's still fairly new in the rally world. And as for cars go in my class, this car is fairly competitive. These Subarus are really competitive in the class because if you think about it, naturally aspirated four-wheel drive, this meets all the boxes. These come with a pretty solid naturally aspirated motor, and they come with a pretty solid all-wheel drive system. Also, the suspension geometries on these cars are fairly set up for rally, and the aftermarket support for rally is huge in these cars and this chassis and these Subaru Imprezas. Now, it's currently the off season, and I don't have a race for another few months. And there are some things I need to do to this car before my next race. You see, this car is, like I mentioned, stock. Now, while that was okay for my first few seasons while I was getting to know rally and getting to know the car and getting to even know how to compete, it is not really that good now. Now, that's not to say that these cars aren't fast. Out of the box, these cars are phenomenal rally cars. You can be extremely competitive in the class, depending on who you're going up against. But things are changing in this class. When I first got into it, a lot of cars were like mine. Pretty fairly stock engine. Maybe there was a set of cams in there, a set of suspension off the shelves, and they went and rallied. Now, it's becoming increasingly more common for competitors in my class to be putting built engines in their cars and also putting bits and carbon fiber and stuff to lower the weight down to the minimum weight. So in order to try to keep up with these guys, I'm going to try to do the same. Now, first, engine-wise, I do still have the EJ22 in it. This was a great engine, super reliable, but as some of you guys may know, the stock NA 2.2 liter engine is not the most powerful. Now, since I got the L model of the Impreza, came with the EJ22, but the 2.5 RS model came with the EJ25, and that's what I have over here. Now, this bad boy is a EJ251. It's out of a 2002 Subaru Impreza 2.5 RS. And as far as I know, the only thing wrong with this engine is it has a blown head gasket. I've never checked compression. I've never really did much of any of that at all. The person I got it from said he would change the head gaskets, but other than that, he thinks it's good to go. And a quick look around the engine, it looks fine from the outside. Some stuff I need to clean up. It's got corrosion and stuff, but other than that, the engine looks fairly healthy. Nothing really concerning is jumping out at me. So yeah, the plan is to put this engine in the car. I do have a set of Delta 1500 cams for this. I'll just put them in the head, put the new head gaskets on, timing belt kit, stuff like that, and we'll put this in, and hopefully will give us some more power. Now, I know many of you guys might be asking, well, why don't you just put a boat motor in your car as well? That way you'll be competitive. And the answer to that is that rally is an expensive sport, and currently my budget does not allow that. So if all my budget can afford is an EJ25 with some cams in it, what other ways can I make this car fast? And the answer to that is to add lightness. You see, these Subarus come with a lot of extra metal, mainly around this bumper area and this deck lid. Now, of course, this metal serves a purpose in the road car. One's to mount your speakers and the other's to protect you in a wreck. But as a race car, you don't really need it. And it actually is pretty common to cut all of this stuff out, and as well as the deck lid. So the goal is to cut all the useless metal out of this car to hopefully bring me down to the minimum weight. So now that you guys understand my dilemma and what I plan to do to fix that, hopefully, now we can get started on basically tearing this thing apart. So since it's the off season, I would like to take most, if not all, of these panels off and clean all the mud off this car. That's something I like to do during the off seasons, just to maintain structure and make sure that no rust starts to form. And the first step to that is to remove the suspension, because rally suspension takes a beating and needs maintained quite often.
Chooky beef.
And there we go, all four corners are off. And you can tell one of them is a little different. That's because the other one is right here. And you can tell we had a little bit of mishap with it. Yeah, the Boone Forest Rally was a little rough on us. So the next thing we gotta do is to take all the panels off this car so I can clean everything. I already took the rear bumper off, and you can see it's gonna need some cleaning. So I got most of the panels off that I wanted to get off. The rear doors, the front fenders, the hood, front bumper, rear trunk. I might still take the front doors off depending on if I need access to that or not. So next step is basically go through everything and clean it. It's not that dirty. It's not as dirty as I thought it was gonna be. But yeah, we'll go through that and then we'll see if there's any damage. So after we get all that done, we can get to cutting this rear part of the car up. Basically what I'm doing is cutting out the rear deck and some metal down here. It's basically to cut out some weight. Some competitors have already did this, and I'm just trying to keep up with the field. So hope you guys enjoyed watching. There's just a short little video to kind of introduce what this car is, who I am, and to kind of show you what I'm going to do for this season. If you guys enjoyed the content, make sure to subscribe for more. I want to get into more long form videos on YouTube here. And also a note, I'm sorry about the audio. I have a new mic on the way for next video. So next video, the audio will be crystal clear. Thanks for watching, guys, and peace out.